Okay, so over the last week or so, we put a call out for people's employment-related COVID questions. And so we had thousands, heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps of questions come through. And so we've just compiled our sort of top questions, the questions that we were asked over and over. And so this first question, we'll put it out to Kerry and then Tony will jump in. Anna asks, I don't feel safe in my job. I'm scared of contracting COVID-19. The government is saying my job is essential, but I don't require PPE. I want to stay home in my bubble. What can I do?
Okay, so really as a starting point here, so there's a mutual obligation of good faith between an employer and an employee, and so good faith requires that parties must not act in a misleading or deceptive way and must be communicative and responsive.
I guess my understanding is if you are an essential worker, you know, unless there are those special circumstances, you kind of have an obligation to continue the employment relationship.
Yeah.
If the employer's doing, you know, following their health and safety obligations,
Yeah.
providing you with the right equipment to keep yourself and others safe, and like, you know, listening to any concerns that are coming their way, there's really nothing you can do to stay at home unless you come to an agreement with the employer. Like if you really didn't feel safe, and you wanted to stay at home and this whole thing's got you rattled, that's perfectly that's a reasonable way to feel. And a lot of people do feel that way. I know a lot of essential workers are like, you know, these guys are staying home, I want to stay home too. This is a dangerous situation. You could talk to your employer, have a conversation with them and say, can I take some leave? That would really be the only way to go around that, if you really didn't want to do your duties, you know, have that. But then again, it's still up to the employer to really, you know, then there's a mutual agreement there. So you can't just sort of dictate those terms.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's kind of a harsh reality, but at the end of the day, if you're really willing and able to do your job and you're not technically sick, you're feeling you know, anxious, upset, which is totally understandable, but I mean, your employer's employed you to do that job, and if there isn't really a justifiable reason why you can't do it, then I mean, technically speaking, they don't have to retain you in employment. So, but I mean, like Tony said, you can definitely talk to your employer, consult with them. Consultation is a huge thing, and so I mean, I'm unsure what that leave would potentially look like, but again, you know, it's a matter of just talking to your employer, and it's going to be on a case-by-case basis to try and work something out there.